Oh, good evening. I've decided to talk a little about my world's cosmic horror elements. Ooh, cosmic. Do 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 do. So I'm using the usual divisions of Elder God and Great Old One, but beyond that, they are going to be my own creations. Just because that's what I feel like doing. There will be a little talk of actual gods within the talk, because there's history and things and stuff. So basically, I've placed the elder gods and the great old ones within a category called aberrations of the infinite void. And there's the elder gods, not serpents, sorry, but I'm sure there were elder god serpents. The elder gods' main, like what you call the basic lackeys or servitors, what they're usually called, is lurkers at the threshold. See, both these, the elder gods and the great old ones, have been locked out of. They're technically locked out of reality, though they can affect us in some ways. Not all of them are. Like the weaker ones can actually affect. Yeah, it might not make sense, but there's a logic to it. And so basically, yeah, and the lurkers at the threshold, like I said, the more things are popping up, are basically, again, also in a sense locked out. Not as much as their masters, the elder gods, but yeah, because they can, And then you have the greater ones, thralls and their puppet masters. Those, they actually possess, they are weak, but they can walk among us and be in our realities, which makes them more effective than, I guess you could say, the lurkers at the threshold, which can speak to us in voices and dreams, much like their masters. Now the next one is dead gods who once had us, dead gods who once had us bend the knee. There's a big thing about these guys. There is an actual word they call dead gods that are still semi-powerful. I don't know what it is. I'm going to find it and I'm going to put it there. And basically, a long time ago, they ruled the multiverse. But they run into a little bit of trouble when they come into our end of it. And we were managed to, basically become victorious and keep them out of our worlds, or our multiverse, or our universes, whatever you feel like calling it. But this all very happened a long time ago. Very long. And there's your regular gods. Now, the regular gods don't even remember this. That's how long ago it was. However, what I'm calling at the moment is the animistic gods, which were the first and the original gods. The way gods work in the system, or this world, or whatever you want to call it, is that, for instance, they start worshipping fire. And because the fire shows them, how to cook, how to, gives them the inspiration to maybe tell stories at the campfire. The fire becomes a fire and knowledge. And let's just say, for whatever reason, the priests are warlike, then it becomes fire, knowledge, then warfare. And, a standard progression, like a promotion. However, the animistic gods stay in their original form. The god of fire, the animistic god of fire has always been a god of fire. The animistic god of elephants has always been a god of elephants. So for some reason, this gives them the ability to be, well, it doesn't give them the ability, but they're very old and very powerful because, they're the best of, the best ball of fire or the best elephant you got going. They remember. They remember the people who literally almost destroyed them. They remember. And the tribes that they associate remember. But, you know, they know the dead languages, they know the dead, you get it, you know what I mean. So, now, like I was saying before, the Elder Gods and the Great Old Ones, they're a locked out of system. They're always like, that's just the thing, basically, for most cosmic horror, I think. And of course, I gotta throw in my Aberrations of the Infinite Void, you know, that little placeholder that says, I made part of this up. But I like that one. It didn't take me forever to do it, but, yeah. And then Lurkers in the Threshold was from my ability I had for my Aberrations and other campaign I was doing. And Thralls and their Puppet Masters it's completely new. Like, it wasn't going to just Jerkles, I think I accidentally said. Lurkers and Thralls was just going to be what I called them, but then I like the fluffy names. I lost $5 and I got dirt in my nose. Or dust, really, from, like, not dusting and looking for my money all over the place. I was just checking to see if that was a cat or the sock. It's a sock. So, yeah. Now, what else is there? So, basically, gods are a big part. It is a steampunk world, as you've probably been told 1,000 times. But the gods are still effective or active within it. Like, knowledge and magic coexist and work off of each other. Actually, yeah, I do have worlds where there's either or. Most interesting me where it's just magic and there's no technology, because technology is a dangerous one. And this one, technology and magic are both dangerous. So, yeah, anyhow, so. And what else is interesting? So, basically, the animistic gods have been, and the lurk. Well, I want to make, basically, like, there's not much going on between the Aberrations of the Infinite Void, because, like, they still do things, but they're servitors, like the Lurkers or the Thralls, along with the animistic gods. They remember that they remember the dead gods. They remember them. They fought them. They beat them back. They remember to the lurker, like, for instance, the Lurkers, they trick mortals who have gone looking for power to go somewhere else. Basically, they're out for the dead gods' power, and the Lurkers confuse them and have them go off towards, let's just say their elder god that tells them what to do, because they can communicate then and go there and possess the power from there, because there's not much difference between the dead gods and the elder gods, despite the fact that the power of them, there's not much. Well, no, there's barely anything left of the elder gods or the great old ones structures or whatever or not, and there will be, like, weird ass alien races which I will make up, though there are my standard favorites that, which are the standards. Actually, unfortunately, it's not unfortunately that they're there. I just, beyond the elder gods and the greater old ones, that's as close as Lovecraft as I want to get. No problem with Lovecraft. I like Lovecraft, but I like coming up with shit. So, but anyhow, and of course, man and his ignorance, and of course, being pretty much as powerful men, the gods and their communal ignorance have no clue. They're going around fighting all these weird devices or things or spells, and they're casting it and doing willy-nilly, and oh my god, what do you think might happen? So it's the a lot of things are done by the lurkers. They hold a lot of. Those are the elder gods, not hirelings, sorry, servitors, just in case, because they're like the elder god. Well, they're in betweeners. Yeah. You don't need me to tell you. I don't think you need me to tell you what an in betweener is. So they possess a lot of useful abilities. They're not powerful, but this defense of the dead gods is completely on their well, not just on their shoulders, but they're doing all, like the thralls and their puppet masters, the great old ones. They sometimes they have to be put back in line to remind them that they're just about as dumb as they're worse than the gods because they remember. So it's like, it's just stupid. You know what I mean. It's like, oh, I remember when this happened and it was so bad. Nobody does it, so I'm gonna do it because I'm special and it's never gonna happen to me. 11. Oh, never mind. Now the animistic gods themselves live in a realm called the Beastlands. Don't need to tell you about that. That's where the animals live, where the powerful divine animals live. There are anthropomorphic versions of, servitors of them that exist within our realm and help the primitives of man. Yeah, it's just, anybody who has tech is an idiot, basically, is what I'm saying. Or, it's just like, because they're too caught up in their own little world to realize that there's a bigger picture out there. And I think this, unfortunately, is just standardly how it goes, so not super creative, but, it was great and fun when I didn't think it was non-creative. But hell, I think it's creative. I mean, who thinks the half elephant person is going to tell the thralls to go check the outhouse for rangers or something, right? Yeah, whatever. I wonder if I'm even on here because I've got like the write-up of the names. Well, the few names I've said. So I'll get that down just in case. So where's my? There's this thing called a mouse, and I don't know where it is. There it is. There we go. I mean, you probably didn't know I was gone. Well, I wasn't gone. My face was invisible. So yeah, that's some of the interesting. Now, with the gods, it's like every culture. Well, we already know that every culture has gods. And these gods, they interact with each other. But in my world, these gods, they interact with each other. Like, you'll have your secret organizations of tricksters or spellcasters or whatever. And this has been increasingly happening with more problematic gods. And a lot of the times, nefarious things happen to these gods, and they kind of die, and it's uncertain, and uncertain by some, and not even noticed by others. In fact, the divine entities that just stay out of the circus, regardless if they know of the dead god. I gotta find the better name, because the better name was a better name. I just don't remember what book it was in. Anyhow, so it's like, I think it's interesting because I know what's going on. So, and I don't think now that I just told you I don't think you're expecting what's going on, you understand possibly what's going on. But so, hey, that's not bad. 14 minutes and 30 seconds. That's pretty good. I'm trying to get a good time go because a lot of times, I either talk for 5 minutes or 5 hours, right? And I usually pop back in and have another conversation. But so yeah, that's my Cthulhu Elements. Oops. Well, I mean, what can you do, right? But no, it's just that he won't be in the game. And nor well, it's kind of hard. Yeah, you'll know it. You know what happens. You change the name, you change a few things, and Yog-Sothoth is Oglamoth, right? We've all done it. Well, yeah, that was a new thing. I just did that today. So, had a productive day. I've been having productive days, and that's nice. Always good. Well, yeah, that's a good video for now. Like, subscribe. There's a YouTuber, James Bond, right? I used to watch his videos, right? And he used to be like, subscribe, wash your hands a bunch, blah, 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 because COVID, right? And he has an ill kid, right? But so I keep saying that because I haven't watched his videos and I don't know the what, right? So, and because I'm always brought back to that, so I'm always saying that. I'm trying to go, why do I say that? Well, yeah, so because I completely switched focus from digital to pen and paper, right? So I totally did is it the 360? I don't know. So I got to do a bit of the other, because I live in a magical world where Europe apparently just banned all MMOs. I don't know if that was a dream or if it actually happened. So telling me what that is would be perfect. Anyways, like, subscribe, comment, share. Yeah, that sounds great. A little pop up here, and he's gonna go away now and disappear.